You guys have been asking me for about a year now to follow up on that zombie tutorial with a human one. And finally, I guess you guys talked me into it. I think watching you guys play is what really talked me into it because you guys suck. Absolute garbage. I'm looking at you, right Jabby. I mean, the gameplay of this map isn't all that great, but I can show you a couple simple things on this. So I'm on 80 MS right now. This is after the host change. I have to keep zombies about 3.5 to 4 blocks behind. I have about maybe a little bit of a half-second delay from by the time I make a juke and by the time it processes through the server and by the time the other players react to it. So I keep in mind with that delay, you can use that delay to your advantage to phase through people. But at the end of the day, the main thing is still routing, still staying towards center, even though the spawn is there. Just giving yourself a bunch of open space to choose from. That way when you're under pressure, you do have places to go. But like, you always want to stay in control with your routes. You don't want zombies to gain the upper edge on you. But as of right now, I'm just hanging out. I really don't care what happens. Nobody's really on me. Now I'm starting to get somebody. I have to hit that 4 blocks away point. I usually juke towards the outside a little bit and just do a quick juke, and that throws them off guard. When the zombies go back, that gives me more open free space. Then I go right back to where I was, just hugging the middle of the map. Now these zombies, they're kind of noobish zombies, but I have them right where I want them to be. They're kind of in a snake formation right behind me. They're just following. They're not trying to cut me off. There's a couple chromies, and they're not fast enough to cut me off for one. So staying in control and keeping them behind me, like, every option's mine. See if anything interesting happens in this clip. I don't think so. But yeah, a lot of your routing on here is just trying to cut from one side of the map as fast as you can, just trying to be faster than the zombies. So now I'm on 80 MS again. I'm not too comfortable with this ping, which is why I move around quite a bit. I don't like running straight for too long because if I were to spike or, in high ping, weird things happen with the hitbox. And if you're running straight, you give yourself a chance to maybe lag a little bit into a zombie. So I like to change directions quite a bit. Now, a map like this, you have more terrain, it's not all flat. It gives you a little bit more versatility, a little more room to move around, a little bit more room to climb up. So these zombies, I'm moving around, kind of spinning my mouse. They're trying to get a read on where I'm going. Since these are chromies, you'd think they'd try to close in on me, not leave a big gap like that, but these guys don't know any better. Since I went up on this block here, if they want to follow me, they're going to have to chase me up this terrain, which is going to waste more time for them. So I take the split. I had the big gap. That guy standing on that pillar, dude, is terrible reaction time. But, these are noobs. Now all 3 of them are behind me again. I'm back in control. And I guess they lose interest. Well, the one's still trying his best. It's the effort that counts. So on this map, I know that the optimal routes would be to go up, but I'm just playing around here. I could care less. Trying to hug the center for as long as I can, keep the zombies behind me, stay in control. The little fake split, I don't think it did much of anything, but now I'm getting pushed into a corner, right? So when you get pushed into a corner, that's when you do have to start making some moves. That's when the fake moves become, extremely important. Because as a human, you don't want to wait for the zombies to make mistakes. You're trying to force the mistakes by being faster, by being better, by being unpredictable. So when I went around that corner there, I did a fake split. I mean, where would I split to, honestly? Because there's a little drop section underneath where I have to climb back up. But it's still good for the zombies to like fall for it. There's an opening there. They were probably thinking maybe that could have been an option. And you have to remember, like, on this ping, try to keep zombies about 4 blocks away from me where I am at as human. By the time I do a juke and by the time a zombie reacts to it, it's usually about half a second. So I can make a fake, then it gives me half a second to make a direction change to cut away from the zombies. Which on high ping, that's just the reality of it. You have to be a step or two ahead of these people. Go for the fake split. The zombies are still going that direction. We're going to go towards the middle a little bit. And while they're doing that, because that's going on in their world right now, that's what they're seeing, I'm cutting towards the back. Now right here, I'm about ready to phase through somebody, so they're leaving quite a gap open. I could just run towards the left there. There's plenty of open space. And I mean, that guy could readjust his flank, but sometimes in moments like these, you have to take risks. Well, I guess you don't have to, but sometimes it's good to take riskier plays. It throws the zombie team off guard a little bit more. So I took a screenshot of our positioning, and the arrows are just pointing to where we're both going. So with the delay, like in reality, at that red circle here, this is where Futz is at. And he's right up next to me. So when I make this tight juke, that's right next to him. The tighter the jukes are, the more it throws him off guard, especially if you do it last minute in a non-predictable way. Which is like, you know, the higher the risk, the higher the reward, in a sense. But also the higher chance of failure. A lot of times it's just getting lucky when you're playing. But that's where we're at right now. This is how close I am to him, basically to where his hitbox is at. And the reason I can tell, because I look at the heads a lot of time, I look at the directions, their keyboard, you know, the way they're running. Like, this is a little bit misleading, but before in the video, like, he was running towards the arrow in that area. Now we're a little bit closer. So I've already passed where he's at, where his hitbox is at least according to the server. But he's still about a block and a half in front of me. The server doesn't see it that way though. The server sees him maybe about a block or so behind me. Like I said, it's that distance, you know. And since I didn't hesitate, I fully committed that juke. I really didn't give him time to react. And that's why I live and get out of that situation. And, you know, especially the low ping players, you know, they're going to whine and cry, oh, you went right through me and this and that. On their screen, and even on my screen, yes, I did go right through them. You just have to remember the latency and with the distances between everybody. The server doesn't see it that way. On the server, you don't go right through them. That's just a ghost. Every player on there is a ghost of their position of where they were basically 3 blocks ago. Like, on high ping, well, even on low ping, but the higher the ping is, the more of an optical illusion you have to put on. It's a mind game, basically. So on this map, another strat I kind of want to show you is, so we've covered, you know, staying towards the top parts of the map, staying towards the center. Well, you know, that is the most optimal. But that doesn't mean you can't use both, the bottom part and the top part. And what I mean by that is sometimes I like to go under like platforms like these. You can do this like on Sundial, Perplex, or any map that's similar to this. And you can kind of use these platforms as cover. So I had the zombie chasing me. See, that's Futz. Yeah, this guy's dumb, he don't know nothing. So, you know, I'm just patient. I'm waiting more on what he's going to do. Up now, he's following me on the ground. Cutting towards the center again. Going up. He's having a hard time keeping up with me. I have to feel sorry for him and kind of slow down a little bit. Another thing is, so, if you want to try hard and be, and try to live, you should always keep on moving. Comes to this, I really don't care. I'm going to let him get close to me, but when he gets close to me, I do a juke outside. It just throws him off guard more. And when I do that juke outside, remember there's that little half-second delay. While I make the cut towards the edge over here on his screen, he's still seeing me jumping down, which is why he's going in the direction that he is. I hug these walls a little bit, just a little bit faster. Now you see he went above on this pillar thing. Now I was running towards the right side of this pillar, and his last spot of me, that's where I was going. So he jumps down, try to catches up to that. Well, at the lag, I switch back. It gives me about half a second just to go under this little area. That's why he doesn't notice it, at first. So I'll rewind. I'll kind of show that to you a little bit better. The reason you do moves like these is to catch other players off guard. I'm going forward on his screen, but in reality I juke back. He sees me again. I don't think anything else eventful really happens here, but yeah, just going back up. Now I got a couple more zombies on me. So let's see, do I win this round? I think I do. Oh yeah, there's another example of zombies in the air on his screen. I'm running, it'd be forward in his view. With that little delay, I just go into him. And basically he jumps over me, and by the time he realizes what happened, I'm already ahead of him. That's just how you abuse your ping and abuse your delay. Even a little bit of phase there. It looks like I ran through him a little bit. The server doesn't see it that way, but just kind of interesting, And as you get more play hours and as you practice this kind of stuff more, when you face through other players, I'm not thinking, oh, I got to face through this guy and go move this direction, this and that. It's very natural because I've been doing it for so long. And like I said, on high ping, it just has to be part of your play style. Now this right here, this is just me screwing around again. I want to show you guys how to cut around the map a little bit faster. This is kind of a lazy job with me, but you have to look for routes. And there's water fountains, you have the two pathways on each side. You can cut across the water if you're under pressure. But one thing I want to show you guys is if you run along the side of blocks, like in a curve like this, you can actually cut across faster. So I think, oh yeah, see if you go up on a bridge like that, hug the side, you can get towards the left side faster that way. And you got zombies on you, it makes a difference. You cut across on the fountains, instead of going all the way around. I'm staying towards the edge of the blocks here. It's just a little bit faster to kind of hug the corners and the curves, Like I'm going down, doing the same thing again. And little things like this, when you're really under pressure, they do make a difference. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I do a split on these zombies. See, I'm faster than that guy. He failed his jump, so I was able to get past him. Routing's a very important thing. Oh, I did that fake turn around him. Hugging the bridge. There's no one really holding that side, so I don't have to worry about it. I think up here, I like going above. Zombies have a hard time holding from below. They went to the other side, so I just jumped on the opposite side of them. Easy peasy. They're all behind me now. Let's see. I do the fake jump just for crafts and giggles. It doesn't really do much of anything for me, but now I'm getting pressure and I'm screwed. Go for the phase. It doesn't work. That was too many of the phase, but second situation like that, you just full send and close your eyes. So this right here, it's just more hugging the edges and stuff. Nothing too crazy. I have these zombies on me. I jumped down for a little bit. I wasn't going to beat that flank. But they got them behind me. I'm hugging the edge. There's pressure on me, but not enough for me to jump off. Trying to curve my way back towards the middle. I just switch directions and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Not hugging the edge quite as hard. Now I got more pressure. I see split opening. Go for that. By the way, my split openings, I usually about 3.5 to 4 blocks behind me. Got a guy coming up front, but I have to jump down. So when I did that turn like that, when I died, that is an interesting thing to go over. Because, I tried to not be predictable at the turn, right? Or this little semicircle. I should have made a cut towards that bottom part of the parkour. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just cut there. Because I didn't have a whole lot of time to waste. That turn that I did wasted time. So this guy was able to get me. But live or routing, live or jukes, like I said, you have to be very efficient. You can't waste any time on stuff like this because... So one of the things I like to do when I'm running on edges is I like to do fakes and pretending that I'm jumping. If you can do a fake jump and get a couple zombies to jump down, it does take a lot of pressure off you. Now, the right time to do this is when the zombies are a little bit past flanking distance. This right here is just a chromie. But I let him get about, my infect distance is about 4 blocks away. I keep him maybe around 5-ish to 6-ish, kind of in that range. I turn my head, that way it looks like I'm about ready to full send. Then I move forward a little with the keyboard. Then I just resume my position of run straight. I'll show you here. Turn my head, look like commit. This guy just jumps down. So on this clip, this is me just pro running as a casual, just sticking to my strats. I'm not really paying attention too much what's going on, but got a few zombies closing on me. I take the split because they have room to. I can't beat that flank, so now I'm down the ground here. I jump down. I'm trying to make zombies make mistakes by moving my head, doing fakes like that. Doesn't work, but it does give me enough time to, because the zombies do react to it a little bit, so it gives me enough time to run underneath that little corridor and nobody's holding it, so able to get free for a little bit. Again, I phased for him because look at the direction. This guy was running away from me, and I just barely curve behind his hitbox. I guess that's how it would be. Well, actually, no. I think, yeah. I don't know. Something happens. I'm free again for a little bit and go for the split. See, now I was up against the wall. I was showing you earlier Celsius how I failed to hug the wall. This time I don't. So we're going back. Guy's trying to cut me off. Do the fake split. Well, actually I go for it this time. I do the double split. Okay, so they're building the flank right now. If I keep going on this direction, they're gonna get me. I only have one opening now. If this were a good zombie, you're toast either way because they had the predict ready in their mind. Now, if the zombie were to predict you and go drop back, and you just kept running, and you committed to running straight, you would get free. This is just a chromie. I'm not too worried. I know he's going to keep going straight. So what I do is I just hug the wall, juke back. I give myself as much space as I can. In this instance, it works. He goes forward while I'm already back. No point going up there. That's already held. This, I'm in hot water again. Oh, I just get destroyed. This clip was taken in the tournament, and I'm playing against S Plus Pro Max, and this is a very hard situation. I basically have 3 A tiers and a really high B tier coming after me. They're not going to really fall for a whole lot of stuff. They're going to hold every corner that they can. So with guys like these, you just don't want to be anywhere near them. So when they start running, I start moving. I don't let them get too close to me. I try to go up. I fail one block jump because I'm a noob. So I'm in this corner, but I have, a couple pillars that I can hop onto, maybe buy myself some time. I'm just gonna do some fakes, just circle around a little bit, see if I can get these zombies to mess up and give me an opening. See, they're trying to hold it underneath, but since I'm going around, I break their hold. Now they're just following me like a bunch of stupids. Now they send somebody up finally. But you look at their angle, they're aiming towards a little bit behind me where I'm at on my screen. And in reality, like the way the server sees it, they're aiming for a little bit more behind me. So that's not going to work. I want to go back a little bit. So I like jumping over zombies quite a bit. You have to look at their distance. So I think it's Futz that's standing right in front of me. He's way too close. I can just jump right over that. If his team was smart enough to hold this area, they would have had one zombie come after me. They would have held 3 black, maybe like, I don't know, 4-ish blocks away until it was really time for the kill. Then they would have closed in, but they don't do that. He closed right up next to me, right up next to the pillar, and it's close. He's too far ahead. I jump over him. Hey, you know what? Now I'm free. I mean, I'm not gonna even try joking these guys. I have a little ways up again. I could keep going other way, but I think that other guy who's in front is gonna just readjust his flank and probably kill me. So I mean, I tried to make the big play, go through the split. I got hitbox out of Narnia somewhere. This server just sucks. So here, I'll do more of a run for you guys. Kind of see it in action a little bit more. Then after this, I'll maybe look at like a good player's POV and kind of dissect one of their runs maybe. But as of right now, no zombies are putting pressure on me. I'm just chilling out towards the middle of the map. I mean, it's not a big deal right now, but I don't see much point in being around the edges like these guys are. And that's part of the reason why they're dying first and I'm not. So now there's a little bit of pressure, but I mean, I just avoid the corner. If I would have stayed more in that corner like the other guy was, I probably would have got chosen. And they stick with that guy when he runs towards the middle. Nothing's happening right now. Helling's doing a good job of crowd control over there. Let's see, do I have a zombie on me? I guess Helling's trying to hold the flank. That's a pretty weak flank, by the way. Yeah, he gives up. A lot of times, I mean, the zombies will go for the pick and order. They'll go for the easier players first. Because they're lazy. Ooh, my boy Firefang is getting a little bit better. Alright, hugging middle for as long as I can. Doing some fakes. I'm just running into curve. Using my mouse, trying to break some openings. I don't get any. Go for a split there. Now, I was talking to you earlier about maybe in a situation like that, you would juke back and kind of hug the wall. In this situation, there were way too many zombies. But that's not even the real reason why I didn't do that. It's because Mop, he was already prepared for that. And he has pretty low ping, he can react real fast. If it were like high ping noobs, I wouldn't really care. See how the middle player is making a sharp cut right behind me. He's just waiting for me. He's trying to predict me right there to go back. So I just do not even want to take that bait. The way you see stuff like that, I mean, you just have to look at the zombies. Look at the angles their heads are facing. Look at the angles that they're running in. So I just try to hold out with my flank. I curve a little bit. That gives me a little bit more time. And, you know, then I try the juke back. And I think it was Mop that got me. You could tell he's already prepared for that. Oh, it's howling, okay. But yeah, if I would have kept going straight, I would have died either way. That was my only chance. And sometimes you just get predicted like that, and there's not too much you can do. I could have made that juke maybe a little bit tighter. I could have done more fakes earlier in the run to like throw zombies, throw them off guard a little bit more. But when you get in an area like this, you're pretty much just toast. So now this is Sour Lemon's channel. Let's just look at somebody who's actually good. Let's turn my quality up a little bit more. And I'll kind of just dissect his run here. He's on 46 MS. He has to probably keep zombies about 2.5 to 3 blocks behind him. He's leaving that split wide open. I think Princess is trying to predict it, which is why. Does a couple fakes. Now this time he does not. A lot of players, if there's a zombie hugging the wall, you go around him. And this is what he does right here. And look, he's free again. I'll be coming up front, putting a little bit of pressure on him. He has a couple fakes, they screw up your flank, and he's trying to curve towards a more open space. I think he's keeping a mental note where the zombie's at right now. Turns his head to fake him a little bit more, just keep him off guard. That, he hugs the wall. That was a close one. Hugs the wall again. There's a zombie hugging the wall, so he moved out last second. Since he has space ahead of him, that's why he's not taking those gaps. There's just no reason to. And yeah, that's how you run like a pro. You keep the zombies in control.